I slept with my husband's best friend to get even and ruined my life. He wanted me to leave. My husband filed for divorce, and I lost custody of our daughter. How one affair destroyed my family forever. I was with Marcus on a Tuesday night while my husband was working late again. Third time that week. I told myself I deserved this, that Jake had emotionally checked out first, that the distance between us was his fault. Marcus had always been around, always laughing at my jokes a little too long, always texting to check in when Jake forgot. It felt like karma. Like evening the score. We'd been married 6 years. Together for 9. Jake was stable, reliable, the kind of man everyone said I was lucky to have. We had a 4-year-old daughter, Emma. On paper, we were fine. But fine felt like dying slowly. I'd scroll through Instagram and see couples on vacation, surprise flowers, date nights. Jake gave me grocery runs and silent dinners. I convinced myself he didn't love me anymore, that he was probably cheating too. I had no proof. Just a feeling. Just boredom wrapped in resentment. Marcus made me feel seen. He'd show up at our house for game nights and ask how I was doing, really doing. He'd text me memes during the day. When I complained about Jake, he'd listen. He never said anything outright, but the attention felt like oxygen. My friends knew I was unhappy. They'd joke about Marcus being convenient if I ever needed an exit plan. I laughed. But the seed was planted. The first time we kissed was at his apartment after I'd gone over to vent. I told myself it was just a KSS. That it didn't mean anything. The second time, clothes came off. I told myself it was just SX. That Jake had driven me to this. By the 5th time, I'd stopped making excuses. I just wanted to feel wanted. Marcus said he'd always had feelings for me. That Jake didn't deserve me. That if I left, he'd be there. I didn't believe him, but I liked hearing it. I started lying constantly. Girls' nights that didn't exist. Errands that took 3 hours. I'd come home and KSS Emma goodnight, shower, and slip into bed next to Jake like nothing had happened. He never suspected. Why would he? Marcus was his best friend since college. They'd been in each other's weddings. Jake trusted him completely. Trusted me completely. The guilt sat in my stomach like poison, but I swallowed it down. I told myself I'd stop soon. That this was just a phase. That I was owed this after years of feeling invisible. Marcus started getting clingy. He texted me constantly, asked when I was leaving Jake, tell me he loved me. I panicked. I never said it back. This wasn't supposed to be real. This was supposed to be revenge, validation, something to make me feel alive again. But Marcus wasn't playing. He wanted me to choose. He started showing up unannounced. Calling at weird hours. I told him to back off. He said if I didn't leave Jake, he'd tell him everything. I thought he was bluffing. He wasn't. Jake came home early one Thursday. I was in the kitchen with Emma, making her a snack. He walked in, set his keys down, and just stared at me. His face was blank. Completely empty. He didn't yell. Didn't cry. He just said, Marcus told me everything. My stomach dropped. I tried to speak, but nothing came out. Emma looked up at us, confused. Jake's eyes were dead. He said, pack a bag. You're leaving tonight. Emma stays here. I begged. I cried. I told him it was a mistake, that I loved him, that I'd end it. He stood there like I wasn't even talking. Like I was a stranger. He said, you slept with my best friend. In his bed. In his car. You told him you were unhappy with me for months. He has screenshots. My blood went cold. Marcus had saved everything. Every complaint. Every lie. Every time I'd trash-talk Jake to justify what we were doing. Jake had seen all of it. He said, I'm filing for divorce. I'm going for full custody. You don't get to destroy me and keep my daughter. I tried to touch his arm. He stepped back like I was contagious. He said, get out of my house. I grabbed Emma to hug her goodbye. She squirmed away. She didn't understand, but she felt the tension. Jake picked her up and carried her upstairs. I stood there in the kitchen, sobbing, and he never came back down. I packed a bag and left. He didn't say another word. The door locked behind me. Marcus wouldn't answer my calls. Marcus blocked me 2 days after Jake found out. Turns out he didn't fall in love with me. He fell in love with the idea of winning. The second Jake cut him off and their entire friend group turned on him, Marcus panicked. He told people I seduced him. That I was obsessed. That he tried to stop it but I wouldn't leave him alone. I had no screenshots to prove otherwise. He deleted everything. Jake filed for divorce within the week. He had a lawyer. A good one. I couldn't afford one. I moved in with my sister an hour away. She let me stay, but she didn't hide her disgust. She'd always loved Jake. Everyone did. I'd go downstairs and hear her on the phone telling people what I'd done. She'd say it loud enough for me to hear. I deserved it. The custody hearing was brutal. Jake's lawyer brought up the affair, the lies, the screenshots Marcus had sent before deleting them. They painted me as unstable, selfish, unfit. I had no defense. The judge gave Jake primary custody. I got supervised visits every other weekend. Emma cried the first time she saw me after the separation. She asked why I didn't live with them anymore. I didn't know what to say. Our mutual friends ghosted me. Every single one. Group chats went silent. Invitations stopped. I'd see their Instagram stories, all of them at Jake's house, supporting him, playing with Emma. I was erased. I tried reaching out. One friend responded, "You don't get to play victim here. You did this." Then she blocked me. I lost my job 3 months later. I worked at a small company where Jake's cousin was a manager. Word got around. I wasn't fired outright, but I was iced out. Meetings I wasn't invited to. Projects reassigned. I quit before they could push me out. I couldn't find work in town. Everyone knew. I applied for jobs in other cities, but references dried up. I was toxic. I tried to text Jake. Apologize. Explain. He never responded. Not once. I sent letters. He returned them unopened. I showed up at the house once. He called the cops. I sat in my car, watching Emma play in the yard through the window, and realized I was the stranger now. The bad guy in her story. The mom who left. She'd grow up hearing about what I did, and there'd be no other side. Just the truth. I tried therapy. The therapist asked why I did it. I said I felt neglected. She asked if I communicated that to Jake. I couldn't answer. I hadn't. Not really. I just assumed he knew. Assumed he didn't care. I built an entire narrative in my head to justify betraying him with the one person he trusted most. I didn't cheat because Jake failed me. I cheated because I was selfish, impulsive, and too cowardly to leave. Marcus tried to reach out once, 6 months later. He said he missed me. That maybe we could try again now that the dust had settled. I blocked him. He never loved me. He loved the thrill. And I destroyed my family for a man who discarded me the second it got inconvenient. Emma's 5th birthday was last week. I wasn't invited. I sent a gift. Jake didn't acknowledge it. I don't know if she even got it. I sit in my sister's basement and scroll through old photos, back when we were whole. Jake smiling. Emma laughing. Me, pretending I wasn't already planning my escape. I see Jake around town sometimes. He looks lighter. Happier. He started dating someone new. Someone kind. Someone who didn't blow up his life for attention. Emma calls her by her first name, but I know what's coming. I'll be replaced. I already am. I thought revenge would feel powerful. I thought it would hurt him the way I felt hurt. But I was never hurt. I was just bored. And I traded my daughter, my husband, my entire life for a few months of feeling special to a man who was using me the whole time. I don't get to fix this. I don't get closure. I don't get forgiveness. I just get to live with it. Every single day. Knowing I chose this. If you're reading this and you're thinking about it, about cheating because you're unhappy or you deserve better, let me save you the time. You don't come back from this. You don't get redemption. You just get to watch everyone you love move on without you. And you'll have no one to blame but yourself. I destroyed my family for a man who didn't love me. And my husband, the man I swore to love, didn't even fight for me. Because I wasn't worth fighting for anymore.